Yo, what the heck? I don't know about you, but I'm shook. Joann is like an institution in my life. I think I remember as a kid being pushed around in a cart at Joann Fabrics. I think I spent a lot of time when I was a kid browsing around Joann and Hancock Fabrics and some other local fabric stores, but this really sucks. I mean, what are we gonna do when we need to run and grab some muslin or a couple buttons or sewing machine needles when you didn't realize you were down to your last one and broke it? Boy, I guess Walmart has got those things. They just don't have as much as Joann has. And of course there's Amazon, but I think that's the reason why they went out of business. Anyways, it's kind of traumatic. I mean, I don't know, couldn't they get a government bailout? Aren't they too big to fail? Oh gosh, I don't know. It's one of those things you never thought Joann Fabrics would go out of business. But over the last few years, I've watched their inventory dwindle and dwindle, and the home decor fabric section became emptier and emptier. I mean, remember when they used to have the upholstery fabrics on hangers that you could special order? And they had everything. They had all the designers, they had all the latest fabrics, and then they got rid of all that. And then their home decor fabrics just got less and less, and it just seemed like they were only selling dead stock. So one day I was there kind of recently, and I was at the cutting counter, and the gal that was cutting my fabric was a gal that's been there for quite some time. And she was, I think, must have been some in management, because she always walked around and she rarely worked at the cutting counter. She just seemed like she was managing the people at the cutting counter. Anyways, I asked her, is Joann's going out of business? And she was like, adamant, no, why would you ask such a thing? Like, she was actually kind of mad at me for asking that, but just felt like that in the last few years. And I would rarely buy fabric there because there was just so little anymore, but I would always go in there for the clearance section, and who knows, maybe I'm part of the problem here. I never bought full price fabric there. I would just stop in when I was rolling by there and run straight back to the clearance department and get anything that was $4.99 that was, a lot of times the clearance section would have special order things that people would return, or just sometimes there would just be some really, really beautiful fabric that I was like, this had to have been a special order and somehow ended up in the clearance area, and that's the stuff that I would frequently buy from Joann. But also, all the notions and things that I would run in there to get when I would run out and couldn't wait for an order to come in. Anyhow, let's get to the point of this video, and that's to show you some of the other places that you can buy fabric these days that is all online. So let's get started. I do feel bad for all the employees there. When I was there just the other day after the announcement of the stores closing, I asked the gal at the cutting counter what they were gonna do, like where the employees were gonna go, and she was like, I don't know. I said, are you gonna go to a different store? Because at that point, it was still at the point where they were gonna close the 500 of the 800 stores and keep 300 of the stores open. And there is one in my area that's only 30 minutes from the one that I was in. And she was like, I don't know, we don't know anything right now. And she was really mad. And I understand that, especially for the people who had been there for a really long time. But all right, well, let's get to the point of this video. So I have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 places that I buy fabric, and these are all open to the public, not to the trade. I have a bunch of places where I buy fabric but it's trade only, and you have to have a business account in order to buy from them. So I'm going to give you these that are open to the public and anybody can shop. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Revolution Fabrics. Revolution is all upholstery fabric. It's not home decor fabric, but all upholstery fabric. The thing I love about Revolution is it's 100% made in the USA, so that's really good. And their quality is really nice, but it's all upholstery, so no drapery fabric or anything like that. Although they do have some slipcover twill and a couple different washable slipcover fabrics. They don't have a ton of patterned fabrics, mostly solids, stripes, and some patterns, but nothing like floral like that, because it's all for upholstery fabrics. The second fabric store that I really love is Decorator's Best. They have really beautiful selection of designer fabrics and firsts or current fabrics, or I guess sometimes called virgin material, not dead stock. I mean, I think they probably have some dead stock fabric, but it's not all dead stock. Like some of these that I'm going to mention are nothing but dead stock fabric. There's not any firsts or new fabrics that are coming out on the market. Dead stock is all fabric that's left over at the mill, and companies will buy all their leftover fabrics. So they're older prints and patterns, which some fabrics never go out of style. So you can get really good deals on dead stock fabric, but the sites that are nothing but dead stock, you're not going to be able to get all the latest designs and latest trends of fabric, like Schumacher and Lee, Jofa. You know, they've got all the designer fabrics. It's extremely pricey for the designer fabrics, of course, but you can get them. The next one that has really good selection, really good pricing is fabricdepot.com. I do believe that Fabric Depot is all dead stock, but the Fabric Depot is nice because you can filter by the type of fabric, and you can go to home decor, and then within home decor, you can pick your pattern or your type of fabric, which is a nice feature with this website. Another one that has firsts is decorativefabricdirect.com. This is another one that I believe is all dead stock, and maybe they can clear this up. Anyways, Decorative Fabrics Direct, they have a good selection of different prints and florals, and their prices are really, really good. And then we have onlinefabricstore.com. They have a really nice selection of all kinds of fabric. So they've got apparel fabric, decor fabric, upholstery fabric. They even have some wallpaper. But they also have a nice layout. You can select your decor fabric, and then they break that down between drapery, outdoor, upholstery, and then types of fabric as well as color. So they're easy to navigate the website and find just what you want. And their selection is good. I do believe theirs is all dead stock as well, but some of it is fairly current. A lot of it is fabric that doesn't go out of style. Some ECAT and other stripes and solids and things that just never go out of style. And then there is Big Duck Canvas, which I used to shop Big Duck Canvas a lot when I was making slip covers, lots and lots of slip covers, because they have fantastic canvas, and they've got different weights of canvas. You can get 7, 10, and 12 ounce canvas. They have different types of cotton canvas, and they also have a lot of bull denim, which I love. They sell their canvases pre-washed and pre-shrunk, so that's a nice thing about Big Duck Canvas. They're also selling some notions, and I see here that they have muslin now, so that's kind of nice. So their inventory has increased over the years, but they have really, really great canvas and denim. Okay, then there's Sailrite, which Sailrite, they sell everything. So you can get fabrics, and they break it down into all the different types of fabrics. They do not have fashion fabrics, so no fabrics for making clothes. They only have home decor. They've got even marine fabric and auto fabric, more of the heavy duty fabrics, but they have a decent selection of home decor fabrics, and they do break it down into drapery and upholstery and decor type of a thing. But they've got nice selection, and their prices are really good. They, I believe, are also all dead stock. They don't have the latest, although I do like that a lot. Sailrite is a great source for fabric. They also sell sewing machines and all kinds of notions for all kinds of different projects. Hardware and tools and adhesives and tapes and everything that you need for upholstery and home decor sewing you can pretty much get on Sailrite, and you don't need to have a commercial account with them. And then there's one more, and that is fabric-store.com, and they are the linen source. They have the most beautiful linen stock. 100% linen, gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics, all different weights. You can get handkerchief, all-purpose, heavyweight, 7-ounce, 8. Oh, they have canvas now. Their linens are superb. I've used their linens quite a bit. I just recently used them in my daughter's room for her Roman shades. So those are my favorite sources for fabric online. I find it really difficult to buy well, if I know what I'm shopping for, if I know exactly what I'm wanting, then it's easy. But when you're just like browsing around for fabric and you need inspiration, or you've got a project in mind but you don't really know what you want, I think it's hard to buy fabric online. I don't know. Do you? I like to be able to see it and feel it. I'm thinking about opening a fabric store locally because for a long time I've felt like there's a hole in the market. I guess there's Calico Corners is kind of the only place left where you can go and see fabric in person, but you can't walk away with your fabric. You still have to order it. I don't know. I think it's definitely a hole in the market. Maybe there is not enough people sewing to even create a market. And have you noticed I still have some amaryllis from Christmas? I bought these amaryllis at Target in this bulb, and I still have amaryllis blooming. Look at this. There's another one coming up. It's crazy. I love these things. It's now March 1st, and there's still amaryllis from November. Little quick funny story. I'm not sure I'll even include this in the video, but a funny little thing happened with Joann. I have been at this YouTube thing for quite some time, and I decided to reach out to Joann to see if I could get a sponsorship. Not a paid sponsorship. I just wanted to see if they would sponsor me and gift me some fabric for a few projects or a project. So I reached out, I emailed them, and in the email, I misspelled the name. I put an E on the end of Joann, Joanne. And the reason I did that is because my mom's name was Joann, and she spelled it that way. For her whole life, we would joke about, we're going to go to her store, joking that Joann Fabrics was her store. So just a funny thing in our family that we did. And so when I sent them the email, I spelled it wrong, which I know is a huge no-no, obviously. But I just wrote out the email quickly and shot it over to them, and the gal that responded to me basically reprimanded me in the email and said something like, "Thank you for reaching out, but the next time that you reach out to a brand, you should probably spell the name correctly." And that was it. And I was like, oops. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm never going to get a deal with Joann Fabrics. And now they're closing.